I know when I first went down to Morehouse a number of years ago, and there was a party within the first few days, and it was just a sea of African Americans who were majoring in biology and physics and music and technology and engineers. And for me, it was a situation where I was like, all these folks are partying, having a good time, nobody's gangbanging, nobody's shooting, nobody's calling folks out their name. You met your wife.
My dad met Mom at Florida A&M. So, I mean, you know, it's just part of the package, frankly. You know what I mean? You know, I cannot say enough.
You got a plethora of choices there.
But let me just say this. FAMU has 1,400 freshmen averaging over 1,000 SAT, I think around 1,100. There's no place in the country where you have that many black people with that kind of smarts in one community. Let me tell you what that does. It cuts out the elitism that the Harvards and the Yales and the Princetons bring to us with our black graduates. And I don't say that in a disparaging manner, but a lot of them that come from these Ivy League schools don't really understand because they were one of 1,000. You know what I mean? Instead of being one of 1,000 black folks where they had to compete with people like them.
You had to bring your A game.
You know what I mean? You brought your A game to other black people.
Right.
And I think that's what America needs more of. They need more of that because this elitism, and I'm not talking about Barack in this case, but I'm talking about, I've seen it through Xerox, Rebuild LA, and 40 years of working in business, how people that come from some of these schools really do think they're better than people that come from HBCUs, when in fact at Xerox, all of the black folks that were black college graduates, we ran the company.
Case in point, you've got the superintendent of Los Angeles Unified School District running the show.
75% of people that with advanced degrees that are African American got their primary degree from a historically black college.
Fondest memory before we go.
Let me say this, because I think he's on to something here. I used to compete against the Naval Academy guys and the Harvards and all of that. But you know, my fondest memory is that we thought that we were not as good as they were until I got on the gridiron of life with them.
And then you learned that you were
their butt. That's the bottom line. You know, that's why I rose to be whatever. You know, I don't want to brag. I rose to be a 3-star admiral.
You can brag on that.
Okay, all right. And then, but what gave me was that critical mass of African Americans that was on that campus with me, and that gave me my strength.
You know, I have enjoyed so much of this conversation. We didn't even get into the fraternities. You know, John Fleming and I are both Kappa, so you know we've got a connection
I'm
here.
analytic.
I know. But
you have my condolences.
Speaking of John Fleming, we do have John's father, who's been instrumental in pursuing education for African Americans. And I wanted to just end with a clip of John Fleming Sr., taking us and giving us perspective about this whole notion of blacks in education and scholarship. Let's see if we have that clip and take a look.
We are simply trying to support the good messages that already exist here as to the importance of continuing one's education. And we feel that in urban communities across the country, we have some alarming high school dropout rates, north of 50% here in Los Angeles. We're really concerned about that, and we just feel that our youth need all of the inspiration and motivation that we can give them to get them to understand that education is important. When I graduated from high school in 1961, the dropout rate was less than 5%, and even the bad guys graduated from high school. And so today, folks, when we have dropout rates in excess of 50%, that's something for all of us to be concerned about. Historically, black colleges and universities still exist. They are as relevant today as they ever have been in our past.